We wiped a lot of the East Coast, Upper East Coast, you know. And it's like you go out, you sweat on stage, and then you come off, and it's air conditioned, you go into the heat, you know.
Yeah, I told you. Nice shot.
Yeah.
Walk back out, it's like two people.
Is air conditioning on here? Yeah, believe it or not.
Well, it's on
They don't
high.
air condition the hallways anymore like these, so I guess they think that's a weird. Yeah, you're on high cool.
Sliding up in the
All right.
Let's go somewhere else.
High freeze. Deep freeze.
Right like that?
That's okay, let me just fix this then so it's not all the way around. Excuse me.
So I can see you guys okay in the sun.
Yeah, we're on right now.
Time.
We brought a videotape too of last time you were at the Agora last year with Rock and Roll Division. We had a show on that was on the ABC affiliate down here.
Oh yeah, we videotaped it?
Well, we didn't videotape the show. What we did was take some still shots and then hand colored it and put that to video. So
Oh.
it came out to like a nice 5-minute piece. We're gonna show you on the bus. I don't know.
That's great.
Chili. Skyline Chili fans. That we're headed tonight for dinner.
Well, we weren't.
So
I guess now we are.
something came up.
No, it's Skyline's good though.
Yeah, we get hot food for a hot night.
Right. Look like a little hot food for a hot night, you know?
Yeah. So tell me, what's it like playing in a town where the only thing that exceeds the temperature is the humidity? It's good to be back in South Florida. Other than that,
Yeah, we like it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good playing here.
fans react to you.
Took a long time for us to get to come down here. And,
We were about maybe 4 years earlier.
at the
And,
Gusman,
Right.
a long time ago. But then it's hard to get jobs here. But then it worked out real well last time we came here last summer.
That was the start of it. I think it'll be a yearly stop, don't you think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's, you know, a lot of kids down here.
That's right. You like playing the smaller venues too, the clubs. Seems to be-
I like small theaters and big clubs.
Yeah, really.
You know, 1,000 to 3,000 is like, you know,
It's a real good young
Depending on the
audience,
city.
too, you know?
What about the? We were talking to Bonnie earlier about this. The Royal Wedding Rock and Roll celebration you guys are involved in this Wednesday or Thursday night, is it?
He said he didn't know anything about it.
we don't know anything
That's what
about
that
it.
was, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think about putting your soundtrack to the Prince and Lady D's wedding? You think you can run with that?
Yeah, I'll have to run quick, you know?
I don't know if I
Run
like.
up that
I don't know
aisle.
if I like them. I don't know.
Well, there's a
I don't think I do.
There's a song or two there, I'm sure, somewhere. But we'll see how that goes up in, I guess, in Palm Beach. Let me ask you something. Why all the radio silence with the Ramones? Is this just South Florida, or is this something with other cities too, that you just don't get the airplay that the fans seem to want?
It's pretty much like that all over. You know.
How do you address
Well,
that?
we're breaking through now because, well, in the past there's always been a lot of resistance towards us because we're just not, we just don't meet the requirements for the mold in a sense, you know, like the way radio's programmed, every song follows the next and it sounds right, you know, it fits that foreigner mold or you know, whatever, you know, Fleetwood Mac or Tom Petty or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we just, you know, like we decided at the beginning, you know, never to compromise, and we still haven't, and we never will, you know. We're like, you know, we just love what we're doing too much in rock and roll, and you know, just because everybody else has, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, the radio is just so like middle of the road and just wants to push mediocrity on everybody.
Lowest common denominator.
And I mean, it's just like the television situation, comedies and things like that. It's
Just a brainwashing process, you know.
just don't want no way to think out there and
Right.
play anything that might move somebody. But
We won't mention any names, but the station for whom you're doing the promotion tonight, I've been monitoring them every chance I get, and I haven't heard one fucking Ramones tune the whole time, even though they got a promotion going and you're in town.
yeah, somebody said that they heard one song last week. But they were playing us in the past, but then I became
I worked for that station for 9 years, again, you know, without, you know, playing favorites or anything, and I was, you know, there's about 5 jocks, you know, a fleet of us that left when...
yeah, I suppose everybody left, and like about a year and a half or so ago, they were playing us like heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah, I
All
heard.
the time.
Because my mother lives down here, and she'd hear 6, 7 songs a day, and but then it turned over a new format, and they really tightened up.
I spoke to Stella quite a few times
Oh.
last year, in fact. We
Yeah.
put on the
She's
rock.
staying here at the hotel. It's just
Is she?
yeah.
I called a couple weeks ago. Her phone's been disconnected.
Oh, she moved.
She moved on.
Yeah, to Moorgate.
We did the Rock and Roll High School, a couple of drive-in theaters down here. And it was just blitzkrieg, man. We had a really good crowd. People were outside their cars, and they turned the damn parking lot into a playground. It was really
That's
great.
right.
Does anyone know the guy who writes for the Fort Lauderdale paper, Cameron?
We all know.
So it's a really great write-up, and we didn't get a chance to see him. I don't know if he came last night or
I
tonight.
didn't see him there. I looked.
Yeah.
I saw the Herald there, but I didn't see him.
Well, if we don't get to see him, tell him thanks a lot. It was really great.
We will. He did a great thing on us too. I'll show you after we get some things, you know, for where this interview is going to be. He's just a rock and roll fan, and it's rare that you find somebody in media that's also, you know, more rock and roll than they are into broadcasting or journalism. You know, if you're a journalist and happen to be into rock and roll, it's great. You know, it's
Yeah.
sort of, you know, a line of communication that you'll find justification for what bands do and where they're doing it. What's the plan with the new album now, the release of Plesant Dreams? It's just been released?
Yeah, just a week ago. Just gonna tour for most of the rest of the year. And
Did you do any video for any Plesant Dreams?
yeah, we've done a video of 3 songs: Airwaves, It's Not My Place, and KKK, and it's just being edited right now. So should be 1 song will be done each week. So I don't.
What kind of stuff? Is it bad cap or is it just in concert?
No, it's kind of like in context with the song, more or less.
Yeah, and some lip sync footage of us playing along with the little things that go along to the song.
Special effects thrown in.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be great, you know.
Is it along the lines of Rock and Roll High School insanity, or is it more pointed?
No, I think it's more poignant with, you know. It depends on the song, you know what I mean? Like 9 to 5.
Not just as funny of a type song as the other ones. You know?
I mean, you know, Rock and Roll High School was, you know, fun and wild, loose, you know. But you know, some of the songs you're trying to put apart or across a point, you know, or you know, you're trying to make a, you know, get across an idea, you know, or a statement or something, you know.
What kind of visuals did you use for KKK?
I guess the KKK is.
Well, we're still working on some stock footage to put into of the Ku Klux Klan.
You know, from old newsreels and stuff, you know.
What's the gist of that song? What are you saying in KKK?
Nothing much. I mean,
It's
Sort of a spoof, I guess, you know.
They're having an
KKK
uprising.
took my baby away, and that's just a few lines, really, I guess.
Just like it was written a long time ago, and now that there's a whole new uprising, it's kind of funny how that,
pull it out.
you know, it's just a coincidence that, you know.
KKK and the neo-Nazis are having a big time.
Right.
I guess they knew we were putting a song out, so they decided it's their time.
Right.
Maybe they'll be
Hype it
wearing
Come out of the closet.
leather jackets over their fucking sheets.
I want to go back and shoot video of my
It doesn't say anything, you know, about them one way or the other. It's just, you know.
I mean, they're not going to come after you, are they?
I don't think so. I mean, you know.
Well, when they burn the cross tonight, we'll see.
And we just,
That's how the Angora was.
Something else. Let me ask you, what's the, if you know, I'm sure you do have an idea of how you can put it into words, what's a typical profile of a Ramones fan? They seem to be a class unto themselves, more energetic isn't the word, devoted.
You're real loyal and dedicated, and
yeah, they're the misfits of every city. People who want to be different.
you know, the outcasts and loners, people that don't fit in, that can't make it to a Grateful Dead show or something.
Yeah, the hipper people too, who are looking for something new, finding humor in things, is not stuck with the same format of what they think music is supposed to be. I mean, people just got locked into this thing, which they totally forgot what rock and roll was.
Right.
They just got locked into a bunch of old men playing music that your parents should be listening to.
So the majority of kids don't go to see anybody anyway. Don't listen to radio, or used to listen to it in the '60s when it was, you know, when it was something to listen to, you know, and then just gave up, you know, and like they really haven't found anything until we came along, you know, and then we
It seems that, you know, what you're saying basically is that it just shouldn't be taken as seriously as people take it. I mean, rock and roll is, you know, it's only rock and roll, you know.
Right.
Well,
It's just it's a fun job, it's entertaining, you're supposed to go there and be entertained for the night, and, you know, have fun.
I mean, it becomes a serious business now because everybody's fucking off, let's say, you know, and everybody's forgotten what it was all about, you know. Everybody's drawn out the fun and excitement and energy of rock and roll. It's become very sterile and very formulated, and you know, there's nothing to it now, you know. So in a sense, it is a serious business now because
Groups just got so carried away. I mean, things like, you know, Yes, things like that. I mean, it's got into all these other things. They just took the classical and all this other stuff into it. And kids became so programmed that they figured that's how everybody's supposed to be. And then all of a sudden you come out and you play real rock and roll, and they think that you're a joke or something. Meanwhile, they just lost track of what rock and roll was.
Did you see her change in her crowd? Like last night, I watched you all, and it was like if you had played your gig last year, 2 days ago, and last night was this year. And then, you know, as far as you on stage, there was no difference, but the crowd saw a lot of alligator shirts and a lot of people. Well, these are the Ramones.
Yeah, a lot more people got into new wave. Kids are just hearing about it, and they want to, you know, the younger kids. And then you start winning over people who are into heavy metal, people that are into like groups like Ted Nugent, AC/DC, and things like that. You just win them over gradually, because then they see that, you know, you're sort of playing something like that too. I mean, just high energy music, loud high energy music, just that you just write more melodic songs.
Do you find yourself trying to dodge the terms, the labels, new wave, punk? I mean, what
I guess
say?
you really can't. I mean, you just feel like you're the Ramones and you're a rock and roll band and you don't want to be grouped, but you know it's going to happen. You know that everybody's just going to group you with new wave or punk rock. Nothing you can do, really.
you know, what we're really trying to do is just like penetrate people's minds and open them up and make them, you know,
Depends what
think,
one's
you know?
feelings are towards punk rock. I mean, if someone has positive feelings towards punk rock, then we're a punk rock band.
It's a
That's what
body.
you think of about it. I mean, if you think that all these negative things about it, we're not those things. And we're the positive things of punk rock. Just rebellious, high energy music.
I heard they were spitting on you in England as a compliment.
Yeah, well,
That's not, I mean, they do in certain towns, but
Spite.
it's not a compliment. Those kids just want to come there and just, yeah, they look at you on the stage and they let's spit on him, he's on the stage. It gives them some sort of satisfaction, I guess.
it's that foul English food
Just,
they
just ruins the show, because then you don't want to do anything.
Did you spit back?
No. I think once I did that. Once. Just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, we've done. What was that place? It was in Germany. I pissed in the bottle. I went back out there and poured it over the person's head.
Did you like it?
Loved it.
They didn't know. She didn't know what it was. It was a girl.
Bottle of Heineken, you know.
Poured everything into it, you know. Poured this big thing over her head.
The golden shower, I believe they call it. What?
No, this is like in the minority, these things happening.
Tell me a few
It's
other
places where they think that's what it's supposed to be doing. I mean, you go to London, it doesn't really happen in London. You go to some hick town, and it happens in the hick town, you know, because they're like a couple of years behind.
How about Italy? I remember you talking last year about Italy practically being escorted to the stage by guys with machine guns.
Yeah. Yeah, what city was that? Do you remember, Monty? That was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little more worried than the first one, because they had had concerts in Italy for a long time, and they just have all this army.
Every concert they had, there was a riot, except
The
when we
police,
played,
I guess,
you
but
know.
they're dressed like the army. I don't know, dressed in riot gear.
Yeah, it's like a lot of different political factions, you know, like the left, the right.
Yeah, you'll have them all
Fascists
split
and-
up, you know. You have the fascists over in one part of the audience, they're all saluting you like this, you know. And then all the left-wing pinkos somewhere else, you know.
They tell you to leave out certain words to certain songs, and
we weren't allowed to mention any anti-commie things, you know, not to mention Nazis, to leave that word out, leave out communists out.
How could they possibly know at the speed you sing your songs?
I know, they don't understand anything, they don't understand one word of English anyway, I mean, you know. And the backdrops. Oh, right, they asked us not to put our backdrop up, that it looked too militaristic or fascist or something. I don't know what they thought, or American.
Right. Capitalistic or whatever.
Right.
So that's an isolated case. What other isolated cases? In all your excitable tours and gigs, I mean, what other events or things stand out in your mind in that vein of total rock and roll insanity, you know, affecting you on stage or backstage or whatever, getting to a gig? Anything come to mind that's happened in the last year since you've been on the road?
Well, it just seems to be great everywhere we go, you know.
No?
Like we broke a lot of new territory. We went to Spain this last tour. We more or less did a world tour. We went to Spain, Portugal, and New Zealand, Australia. New Zealand was
very
crazy.
good.